Now in this very special episode of The Advanced Knife Bro, I treat viewers to a half-assed review with seasonally appropriate footage, and one where I'd like to talk to you about some real horrors. Horrors. Like those of procrastination, laziness, indifference, forgettable knives. Will I finally cut myself? And for my wife, me carving a pumpkin right on the carpet. So the pumpkin was below a source of light. I mean, I know I could have put a newspaper down, but that would have taken an extra 10 seconds. And I make YouTube videos and not good in the moment decisions, okay? And, plus it was it was a prank. You'll never believe my wife's reaction. Now, subscribers always tell me they want more content. And when I gave them more content at the Blade Show West, apparently I lost like 150 subscribers. So unfortunately, we're all going to suffer together. I have quite a few unfinished projects, and I'm looking at 20 right now on the old desktop. I shot part of this 2 Halloweens ago, and the project has, been looking at me 2 years like a nagging evil eye. I have Sauron. But as we know, the channel's never been about showing viewers the latest, greatest steaming piles of steel and G10, like, Metal Complex or Nick Shabazz. But here at the channel, we're like the royal we as in me and the demons inside me are more about filling out the corners and commentary of that EDC and knife lifestyle. The corners are full of cobwebs and dust, and oh hey, look, a pair of 3 lightweight. Did I just throw it down there? I forgot I had it. These knives have no other connection than Pete sent them to me to take a look at because he didn't want them anymore. But before we go any further, let's look at some dimensions. First, a lightweightish fixed blade, made for food prep or fish gutting or forgotten toolboxes, I guess. It'd be a good knife for my mom or your mom. Oh, thanks for the knife, I'd imagine she'd say. Very thoughtful. My mom fishes a lot, and, the fish don't gut themselves. In fact, did you know cleaning fish is just one of the half-dozen available things to do in northern Arkansas where she lives and I grew up? There's also Walmart. You can work there, shop there, and have a cardiac event there. And now the SOG Terminus XR. Now I've only owned one other SOG, the Vulcan. I think I gave that to Eddie. Hope he likes it. Also a thoughtful gift, I tell myself. A knife I didn't want. I had to look up my old video about it because I forgot its name. The name of the knife. That was my favorite SOG at the time. I mean, it was the only one I had or ever remember owning. So by default, this is now my favorite SOG. So this review is going to be a personal challenge. Can I find the energy to review 2 knives that another knife reviewer didn't want? A video I know isn't going to get many views, and I won't be spending much time writing it. That's not true. I spent a few hours. So if you see this video, it means I did it, guys. I pushed myself to do the bare minimum, finish a video I started years ago. Today's October 12th, so 2 autumns ago, or 10 years in current time. Pete from the Cedric and Ada channel sent me these. We send each other stuff to review from time to time, so he has custody of the Espada XL right now. We talk frequently in Knife Bro group chats, not about these knives, but, other ones. I assume he sent me these knives for the same reason I've been attempting to review them for 2 years. Maybe best summed up by the following phrase. Huh. Yeah, oh well, okay. Not bad. Who can I give these to? And if you're wondering if I've had these knives before the Void, the GECs, the Artisan Switchblades, the one that got me, I did. So it's not that I was a snob before them. All right, we can do this. Let's look at the Waterway. The Waterway is a hybrid knife, kind of like a thick-spined fixed blade that suggests is for whacking, but also reasonably tapered and slicey near the edge. In theory, I guess for fish gutting. It has a slightly longer than 4-inch cutting edge size blade made from the rust-proof LC200N. Not stainless, but rust-proof. A specially formulated steel also found on my Spyderco Caribbean, made, again, to not be merely stainless, but free of rust entirely. No steel hardware, just a rust-free blade with G10 scales, somehow affixed. I don't know how they're glued, welded, willed together. And the SOG Terminus XR, a compact everyday carry folding knife with a fidget-able lock and kind of a decent steel. I think they discontinued the BDZ1 steel version I have here, and now it's S35VN. So I'm sure that's a collector's item for... Are there SOG collectors? I've never considered that before. The blade of the SOG Terminus is a drop point. I think it's a tad larger than, say, a Delica, but overall, a knife for Shabazz-sized hands. Pete, I believe, has put one of his edges on this, so it's pretty sharp, with some rust spots from my neglect. It's not surprising, I guess. I'll try and clean these before I give it to someone. Product descriptions say hollow grind, but it almost looks flat to me, so it's not a real curvy inward type hollow grind. All right, we've done blades. Let's look at the action. Stick with me, folks. We can do this. The SOG Terminus XR uses an XR lock. Don't know what XR stands for? Don't really care. In theory and in practice, into the standard knife asshole, it flips and snaps like an axis lock. Well, actually, below will explain the nuances of the mechanisms and how it's nothing like an axis lock internally, so I don't have to. You can pull it back and flip it out, flip it back, boop, 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 boop. Or you have the thumb studs. Those work pretty well. I prefer the XR flip slightly more than the thumb studs, which aren't too offensive. The flipper tab is heavily jimped and, kind of sucks on the fingers. It'll make your tender office thumb meat raw if you're fidgeting with it that way. Real sharp jimping. If it had slightly more real estate, like another millimeter or two, and the jimping was taken away, it would probably improve that. But, again, the XR lock and the thumb studs are quite enough. I don't even know if it needs the flipper. Sounds like a QC model. Am I right, Spyderco? Don't get it right the first time. The handle of the SOG is just about the smallest I can handle in a tactical folder that I like to carry a lot. Enough room for my average guy size hands, and the hybrid carbon fiber and G10 handle has those little diagonal palm grooves to give it traction. Sorry. Not it off there. Real fun stuff. Black G10 with carbon fiber. Very versatile. Overall, the looks and, the fidgetability make this a pretty decent knife, actually. The pocket clip is deep carry and slides in the pocket nicely. Never let you forget and all your buddies that it's a SOG, though. There's the name right there. Hell yeah, man, is that a SOG? So you talk to people about SOGs. The clip is a little flexible and not a pocket killer. Decent, but kind of forgettable. Advanced Knife Bro, a forgettable but decent channel. Just put it on my tombstone. I don't know why you don't have 1 million subscribers. This video should answer that easily. Now the Waterway's handle. The Waterway is a low maintenance fixed blade. Not too small, ideally a good, but not cool looking camp knife. Kind of an odd shape. Where have I heard that before? You could easily fillet it in a pinch or throw it in a drawer and forget about it for months at a time. But it's a better, just general food prep knife. Now back in my fish gutting days, I remember those thin flexible blades you could get at Walmart for like 15 bucks. I forget what they're called. They were, I feel like they were a Swedish knife. They are the best at cleaning fish because you can, as you fillet it, the blade will bend a little bit. But the Waterway's thicker and not flexible. If you want a baton or build a meticulous social media primitive shelter and need something to whack, buy an Esee. The handle's grippy and G10 seems like it's sealed to the full tang of the knife. Black G10 has a very calming, sedative effect on me, like formaldehyde. When my voice sounds like I'm more tired, it's all the G10 around me. I like screwed on scales, but I get, what they're going for here. Now from Spyderco's website regarding the handle, the scales are attached by a specialized process involving blind pins and a high-strength industrial adhesive, so glue, ensuring a permanent watertight bond, which sounds exhilarating. The sheath, Spyderco calls it a Bulletron. I don't know what the fuck that is, but to me it feels slightly more like a plastic than a Kydex. I don't know, maybe a hybrid. It's molded like a Kydex. Has a Spyderco G-clip on it for belts or whatever. Rides a bit high, honestly, and you can't move it up or down, so if you're going to put it on your belt, it may not work well, but maybe you have a really specific application for the sheath. I guess you could wear it horizontally, but with all due respect, I'd rather not carry a knife than carry it horizontally. Size comparisons, the SOG Terminus next to the Benchmade 941. These are both pretty good comparisons in size and function. The SOG comes in at under 90 bucks. The 941 is like $272 now because you get paid so much more than you did several years ago. The XR has a slightly smaller blade. The 940 feels nicer in the hand and is smoother, but almost 200 bucks smoother. That's like you're a knife collector. That's why you would buy that. Maybe the SOG's a better choice for the standard person. Guys, do I hate knives? Now the Spyderco Para 3. I like the looks of the Para 3 better than the SOG. It's not as boring. But I like the paramilitary 2 size knife more. That's just my size of a folding, locking knife. Also a fidgety knife because of the compression lock. Para 3 lightweights are still over 100 and regular Para 3 start at 146, so they're kind of expensive. Good knife, but if you just need a decent knife, then the Terminus. Then why wouldn't you go with a Rat 2 or a cheaper Civivi? There's two Suns, there's a lot of popular cheaper options, so I don't know. I think it comes down to brand, why you would buy one knife over the other at this point. At some point there's no more rational, analytical choice for why you buy certain knives. Now the Waterway. The Waterway's closest knife I could compare it to is maybe the Esee Laser Strike that I own, I guess. Thicker knife on the Laser Strike, so it's not as good of a slicer. It's a better beat-it up knife though, and the scales are swappable and removable. How about one more comparison here. Yeah, these are under 20 bucks. Not rust proof, but you can get it in carbon or stainless, and they are super cheap, so you can just get rid of them. You just get your knife and you throw it away after you're done camping. I'm just joking, don't do that. Okay, wrapping it up. I find it hard to recommend either one of these knives wholeheartedly over anything. They're better, cheaper knives, and there are worse, more expensive knives. You know, knives are getting expensive, and why is a 941 a better pocket knife than the SOG? The Spyderco and Benchmade price creep sucks for mass-produced knives. Every year, same knife, but 10 or 20 more. Maybe you collect different colors of G10 paramilitary 2s. Is there a more punchable phrase in knife collecting than I collect paramilitary 2s? For fun, check out the Wayback Machine and go to Blade HQ, which rarely deletes their product pages. See what all your favorite Spydercos and Benchmades cost 3 to 5 years ago. It's pretty easy to do. I figured it out. But back on track. Waterway, very nice. Food prep knife. Guess it gives you the rust-free experience. Neither knife is amazing looking, although the Terminus is one of the better looking SOG knives in my opinion. So in summation, don't get into pocket knives. And if you do, start with knives you like the looks of, or that inspires something in you. So follow me on Instagram where I'll probably be giving away the SOG. Think about becoming a patron, unless you feel like putting it off, like I put off doing these reviews. I figured no one would watch. Say happy Halloween to the patrons. Congratulate them for sticking around and not bailing when I did 5 interviews over a single day. I know, guys, it isn't easy to stick around. Becoming a patron helps me pay for the knives and my new editing computer and camera. Anyway, Teespring has some shirts and stickers, and if you like telling people you watch and support YouTube channels, you could buy those. Oh, it's my favorite knife channel on YouTube. As they creep away. Anyway, thanks for watching. Oh, and happy Halloween.